Hello, my name's Watson, and if I am good at uploading videos on time, today will be exactly 1 year since I released my first video on the very obscure and minor indie game you probably haven't heard of, called Sea of Thieves. This masterpiece of a video with no flaws whatsoever was fabulous, and of course got a staggeringly large number of views. Yes, I know, 30,000 views isn't even that much, but come on, small content creators, not many subscribers, you know what it's like? It's just pretty good, you know? And this success, plus the already hundreds of hours I've put into the game, only magnified my love for it. I was making weekly videos, taking part in live streams and charity events for crying out loud. I absolutely love this game. I was playing it so much every single day. And then I stopped. Why did I do this? Oh, Lord knows, I don't know what you're doing trying to watch this video in the first place, like I've got an idea. But in all seriousness, and after too many hours trying to think about it, I think I can finally say why I can't seem to start playing Sea of Thieves again. I'm desperately trying to fit a version that fits the original title, but there just isn't one because I used the active of playing, so it doesn't work. Alright, that's the end of the intro. Into the video, go! Let's start by clearing up some low-hanging fruit, hey? Let's just say that this year, the seasons have been very rough for the game. We all know Season 9 wasn't a great set of updates for the game. Nothing but quality of life improvements and a single chest thrown at an already pre-existing world event. Now there is nothing wrong with quality of life improvements, but then they put a load of other great stuff on delay, like oh I don't know, this season. And while this is all still very true, I stopped playing Sea of Thieves, what, 2 weeks after Season 9 came out? Far too early to be burnt out on its new content. So then you may be wondering, Watson, why are you bringing it up at all then? Well, not just to moan, though we gamers do love to do it. No, I'm mentioning this more as a way of getting it out of the way for the rest of the video. I'm not going to talk about just this year's stuff, though this year's stuff has been quite lacking, and I've probably only noticed all the rest of the issues because of how lacking this year's stuff is. A lot of my issues with the game are actually quite core. For example, Chapter 1. Are we doing this chapter stuff again? You can tell I'm out of transition ideas. My time is money. Actually, no, my time is just my time. Not everything has to be monetized, for crying out loud. What am I, an NFT bro? Sea of Thieves can take a long time to play, and I don't just mean how long it takes to buy your own ship, become pirate legend, or even get good at PvP. Hold on a second. I've seen this script before. I know this. Let's talk about my favourite video. In my groundbreaking work, What Can You Even Do in a Small Session of Sea of Thieves, I talk about 5 different things that you could do in 30 minutes in the game. Yes, this was just a top 5 list. Yes, it's somehow my most viewed video. But can we be honest about something? This isn't really the Sea of Thieves experience. The game is advertised as this rip-roaring adventure around islands, fighting these great bosses and other pirates. And, don't get me wrong, that is true. That is the highlight of the Sea of Thieves experience. Just good luck having to do all the legwork to make that happen. Praying you start on a server with an actually interesting world event, hoping that you can be nearby and it won't take you another hour just to sail over there, and finally begging for another crew to actually come and attack you, or at least talk to you, have some sort of interaction, because otherwise you're just playing a PvE game. But hey, if teamwork-based PvE's experiences are your kind of thing, this game is still great, right? And yes, while it is, I have 2 superior suggestions to you. That is, go back and play Team Fortress 2 MVM, that shit still holds up to this day, and rock and stone, brother, rock and stone. And hey, neither of them take me half an hour to get from the opening screen to actually getting into a game. Anyway, I said something kind of interesting back there about player interactions. Maybe we should talk about that more. Section B. Hi. Would you like to do something other than shoot me in the head? In my original video, I state that you only ever seem to be shooting your opponents around 80% of the time. And while this number is high, I think it's probably higher than that. Now, the reason for this is an equation that goes something like this. Because the game takes a long time to play, only people who play a lot and have a lot of time to put into the game play it that much at all. As a result, they learn how to get very good at first-person shootery stuff, and to be honest, most gamers are just very good at first-person shootery stuff, and those are also the kind of people who have a lot of time to put into a video game in the first place. And as a result of all that mathematical mess, you end up with people who are quite good at shooting you. Who would have guessed? This would be fine, and actually just completely expected in nearly every other video game on the market that gives the players a gun. However, Sea of Thieves advertises itself, and I would personally enjoy it more if not every player interaction was like that. Now, a lot of these issues are partly because I play on EU servers, which are famously more confrontational. I reckon because of the language barrier problems that take place in a more multilingual continent. People on the NA servers, they're always called NA servers, that's probably more culturally correct. People on the NA server. A lot of people on the NA servers don't seem to have this problem, and it's generally a better vibe. My good old friend Bruce's Roost seems to be able to get away with all sort of crazy things I could only wish I could get away with. And all this, plus the fact I'm waiting half an hour just for the opportunity to get shot in the face, yeah, let's just say that's not really helping me play the game. But there is one last fundamental point to the reason I stopped playing Sea of Thieves. Part I. It's okay to get burnt out on a game. Do you remember the time before always online games? A time before we had to put hundreds of hours into video games just to be considered good. A time before we had to put hundreds of pounds into a video game just before we got the end all out of it. And a time before we felt the need to squeeze every single ounce out of a video game, just from both a player and developer perspective. If you still enjoy Sea of Thieves 1 or 1 million hours later, good for you. But gonna be honest, I think you're missing out on some pretty good games out there. It can be surprisingly easy to get into a gaming rut, and I've always wanted to write a video about that, like, idea in particular, so hey, maybe this video will finally make that happen. But, yeah, you know, give something else a go. Buy some crazy indie game on Steam and give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? You're throwing another $10 into Sea of Thieves for another fancy hat as it is. Or at least put the $10 in TF2 instead, because hey, it's a better game. And on a really quick note about monetization in this game, we let Rare get away with a lot of stuff that we would have a go at other people about. I think this is because a lot of the younger Sea of Thieves players are so used to it, and to be frank, a lot of older Sea of Thieves players see Rare as good guys who got downtrodden in the whole of the gaming industry, and really deserve a second chance. And this was supposed to be it, and at least that's how I feel about the game. I want it to be it, but I don't think it is. No, I can't tell you what to play or do with your time. I'm not your mother after all. At least I hope not. But I can say, have fun out there. See you around all. I'm supposed to like walk off, aren't I, at the end of one of these videos? That's how it used to work. Let's do that.